Alright, what's going on? Alright, let's see where we left off. Just gonna tab through because I'm being lazy today. Okay, so we're gonna finish seeding this field. And we're gonna see if we have a plow, because I know we're gonna need one very, very, very shortly. Okay, so we may actually have to go sell some crops. Put a mod in here, now I can't remember where it went. Okay. Yeah, these things here are expensive. Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. Okay. Let's see what we've got in storage, because remember, we haven't sold anything yet. And we don't have any amount of crop that would be good for anything, really. And I'm not real sure what that other guy's planting. So, that looks like canola, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. Yeah, so it looks like he's planting some canola, which we go over here and we find out that canola's on the rise at Mary's Farm and at Goldcrest Pacific Grain. It's really, really good in the green. Also, if you haven't, played this particular game before, we've only got 100,000 liters in these silos over here. That's the most that we could possibly get. So, we've got 20,000 liters of wheat. Yeah, see, one of them displays would be really nice, say, right about here. Because something tells me all of this right through here is going to be nothing but silos before the end of this. So we've got this guy here is almost done. Let me get to the game settings. Okay. So, like I said, this guy here is almost done with this particular field. It's got about 3 more swipes left. We do need a plow, or will need a plow, very, very, very shortly. Yeah, there they are. Okay, we've got a 2 meter. Both of these are 2 meters. Just one of them's heavier than the other one. This one here is 3 meters. So, that one there's almost double the price of the cheap one. So, I think what we're going to end up doing is having to sell something. Got a lot of things that are costing us a lot of money. I'll have to get that out of here. Okay. Looks like that's going to be our best bet to sell some of this grain. And where is this place at? Oh, okay, I don't even need the little marker. So, I think we're going to have to sell some of this grain. A few things to note that are a little bit different. The fuel usage mod I've got installed, as well as the ground effects mod, the terrain mod, I've got that installed as well. Also picked up course play, which I don't really know if we'll be doing a whole lot of course play in this particular game, so okay. He's finished selling or sowing. So we will go and this episode here is probably not going to be that long. We're just going to sell some things and finish this, just because I don't want to make y'all sit through a night cycle, even if we do speed up time. So yeah, alright. And unfortunately, we're going to sell wheat. We're going to need a plow, especially after this next harvest coming up, and canola doesn't yield all that much. We're also going to need a fertilizer spreader as well. And you know, like I said, when we first started this series, I do a lot of hired help, which I know kind of makes the game a little bit more difficult, especially in the beginning. But either way, let's speed up cruise control so I ain't gotta keep holding the key. But anyway, train of thought just jumped the tracks. Anyway, yeah, I use a lot of hired help, which, you know, like I said, can be difficult in the beginning. You know, one person, and there's not a lot of people that will actually play the game that's online. Seems like almost every server I get in there with, it's like 3-year-olds, and they just sit in the field and flip each other over in their vehicles. But either way, it's whatever, I don't really care. But yeah, so we're gonna sell some grain. Hopefully that'll get us all caught up on everything that we need to be doing. Okay, I've got a helper that's blocked by an object. All because he just, I don't know. I don't really understand myself, but either way. Also, the fuel usage mod's kind of unique if you haven't ever used it before. As the RPMs of your equipment increase, based on like using an implement like a seeder or using a tipper just like we just did. As the RPMs increase, you use more fuel. Down on the bottom right hand corner, see the fuel, and then 16 drop down to, it fluctuates. That's how much fuel that the actual vehicles use. And I like using this a lot better. It's a lot more realistic, I think. Especially if you're using like a tipper and you turn on the PTO to raise the trailer, use the hydraulics. It naturally increases the RPM of the motor, so it burns more fuel. Definitely makes logging a little bit more interesting because, the base game itself doesn't account for things like that. If you're setting in a Ponzi Scorpion, cutting down logs, you're kind of just sitting there at what the game thinks is idle, and it doesn't cost as much. When in reality, if you're sitting there, logs, your RPM of the motor's up, you're going to be burning more fuel. I just like this particular thing a little bit better. It makes it a little bit more difficult, especially when you have it turned on to where none of your help uses or buys their own fuel. It's like right now we still got to go and get a fuel container and shuttle fuel to the farm. That or just drive the combine up there to the fuel station and fill it up there. But I mean, it's going to take a while. Driving on the wrong side of the road. Went to England there for a minute. Or not England, but Britain. But, like I said, this will probably be our last. A little bit in the silo, just in case. There's about a half a trailer load in the silo now. But some of the first things that I'm going to take care of is a fertilizer spreader, a plow. Now if you'll watch the fuel, okay, let's see, we've got, actually this tractor here doesn't do it a whole lot, they must have had an update. So we've got 22,000. That would give us enough for the plow. I would really like to be able to sell something else, come up with a little bit more money than that. We may end up chopping down a few trees, especially that one that the help got stuck on. We'll probably end up chopping that down and throwing it in the back of the pickup truck and selling it. That'll get us about $1,000 there. But everything else has already been seeded or cultivated, seeded, and now we're waiting for, actually we'll go on and stage this over here because this will be the first field to pop up. Turn that motor off, get in the pickup truck. But anyway, like I was saying, we will probably end up just seeding these fields and calling this particular week's episode completed. See, I think it was this one he kept getting stuck on. Turn that off so we're not wasting fuel. That there should be low enough, he should be able to just run right over top of that. Pinch some of this. He actually may get stuck on this too. Let's see. Actually, no. I'm very, very, very pleasantly surprised. But yeah, we will throw this on the back of the truck, take it and sell it. It's not going to give us a whole lot. To be completely honest, it'd probably be a little bit more beneficial as far as cost is concerned to go on and buy one of the little mod fireplaces or stoves or whatever you want to call it. But in the grand scheme of things, where I want this farm to be by the end of this season is I want us to, you know, be able to pull in a profit off of either solar or wind energy. That's the goal. And to pull in a profit with something like that, it's not exactly one of the easiest feats, just because it costs a lot of money to do it. So we'll drop that there. Just pick. They need to come out with a mod that makes you a little bit stronger, because I mean this is ridiculous. I mean, you know, see, can't hold on to nothing. Of course, if I hold it out a little bit further, he doesn't throw it as much. Of course, I say that and can't even turn around. See if I can hit the truck from here. Oh, I will never be able to do that again. Let's try. Hey, this actually works out quite well. It's going to be a mess, you know, here in a minute. Yeah, this actually works out quite well. Yeah, except for when you throw it over the truck like that. Yeah, that works. Okay, I think that takes care of most of the logs, if not all of them. Just throw that right there. Thought I seen one over here. Okay, so we'll just get in and let's see. We'll just fasten it all in that way. Alright, now where am I going? Gotta go out to the road. First left. Back up to the pigs. Okay, so we will just go up this way. I'm not in any real hurry. I don't particularly want to drive through my field though. Can't remember if I turned on or off crop withering, but I do know that certain vehicles in this particular game will actually make you kill your crops if you drive over them. Which, I mean, makes sense. You know, a 5,000-6,000 pound truck hauling 1,000 pounds of wood really kill a stalk of corn or anything. But either way. Alright, just a moment, be right back. Alright, took a little vape break while I've been driving. But, you know, also another thing that I have done, still haven't went and learned how to drive yet, but another thing that I've went and done while we were on our little vacation is I have turned on the mirrors. This computer here is actually, oh, missed my turn. This computer here is actually powerful enough to use the mirrors, so that's what we'll do. And I'm going to try to not lose my load. Okay. Is that it? Yeah, so that didn't even really give us anything. I mean, I paid for the fuel to come down here, but that's about it. Okay, so I had the right key to begin with. Thought there was a gold nugget over there, but it's just an air compressor. There actually may be a gold nugget back here somewhere. It's a table saw. Makes no sense that the table saw would be here. I mean, if there's your fence, you kind of want this area right over here to be open just because it'd have room for the stock, but I don't know. Giants physics, I guess. And my driving. Hey, I want one of those. So we'll just take our same path that we had. Try to hurry up and get back to the farm. That way, you know, you're not watching me drive around. Let's take a little detour. Thank goodness I don't have the damage mod turned on, because I'd have just broke my entire truck. But we may end up doing some logging later on in the game, like legitimate logging, not just with a chainsaw. that actually might be something that we can do, is just start another one. I just drove over in the field. Actually, while I'm here, I'll turn the truck off. Can't remember. Yeah, so the only thing we've got there is $8,500. We may actually have to end up taking out a loan. I hope not. Okay, so we're going to need one of these. I have to send down the tractor, or a tractor, to go and get that. Let's see, do we want a fertilizer spreader or a sprayer? So that's $6,300 for that. And that was $24,000. So yeah, we want a fertilizer spreader. So we'll get that. We'll go park our truck. $19,000. It ain't in there perfect, but I mean, who cares really? Yeah, see, object too heavy. I mean, that, unless it's loaded with brick, too heavy. So what we'll do is this tractor here with a cultivator on it, we will go on and drop off the cultivator. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to take out a loan. I think by default you have one anyway, but you know, soon we're gonna run out of fuel. And that's not gonna be good. So, actually, you know what? Let's just reset this for the sake of argument. Oh, no, don't reset that. Get in that. That's what I want. Okay, where's the hookups? Hookups are on that side. So, I'm gonna have to turn around. Hook that up. Attach the plow. Yeah, now this we're not going to be so lucky with. We're actually going to have to drive this the entire way back. But either way, we've got our plow, we've got our fertilizer spreader. So since we're working with canola, and I think there's some fertilizer at the farm, we will go on and get this guy to fertilize for us. And that will probably be the end of this video after we fertilize, and then we'll come back next week and then harvest. I'll save the game after I speed up time and we get to the next day. That way we can go on and start harvesting right off the bat. But as of right now, because we're probably going to have to plow after this next harvest. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've done any plowing. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to take out a loan, that's for sure. Because shortly we are going to be running very, very low on money. Well, we are running very, very low on money right now. I would have to sell something. Because as of right now, I don't think that there's a... I think this plow that I'm pulling is the only plow that we have. So it's not like I can really sell anything to recoup some of this money. I'll go on and park the plow there. See, which one of these is fertilizer? I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one. So we will refill this. Unhook that from the front. We'll hook it up to the back. So we'll come down through here and we'll start the process over here. Because we are really going to need oh, this has actually already been fertilized, so I just drove over my crops for no reason. So we will go over here and see if these others have been fertilized or not. I don't think that they have. Oh, these have too. Sweet. Okay, let's go over and see if this one will let me fertilize it. Nope. So, what we will do is we will put all of our equipment back. So we'll put all our equipment back, stage everything the next run, which means I got to take the combine, move it over to 12, and go from there. So while we're here, actually, let's go on and move this guy. Yeah, he's only got about 2 more runs, and then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for some fuel. So, this is what we're going to do for right now. gonna... Oh, I was pushing the wrong key the entire time. Turn our beacons on because we're getting ready to go out on the road. And we'll get set up over here. And see, the good thing about canola is the combine will run for a very long time before it gets full. So, you know, it'll take less time to actually do the harvest itself. But at some point we need to figure out what we're going to do about the straw, because we're probably going to go back to wheat very, very shortly. It's just right now we're trying to build up enough money to last until we had to turn the beacon lights off. Trying to build up enough money for it to last so we can go and, you know, build up a stock of products. But that right there concludes this week's episode. Tune in 2 weeks from now, and we will get the harvest going. As always, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, anything that you suggest, and have a good one.